Thanksgiving is like rain, feeding the soil of our hearts and our minds. Thanksgiving is the experience of acknowledging right here and right now that our life is filled with blessings. We are an open-minded and open-hearted spiritual community that welcomes and embraces each individual as an expression of the divine. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Carl. Once again, happy Thanksgiving. I think that Thanksgiving is perhaps my favorite holiday. It's a little more low-key, but it's more, for me, it's a more intimate, more personal experience that helps me really anchor in on my spiritual essence, but also to see that light in other people. You may be aware, I'm assuming most of you are aware, that Thanksgiving is practiced, or some form of harvest festival is practiced throughout the world. It's been practiced in cultures throughout history. It is a time where we reap the harvest. And we come together in a spirit of gratitude, a spirit of thanksgiving. And we sit with one another in community meals and experience the connection. We break bread together, and we're going to get a chance to do that later. But, you know, I had a wonderful experience with the board yesterday. Our new board met, and we were kind of bonding the team, and as we shared with one another, I could feel our oneness, feel that sacred connection. And what bubbled up for me was a sense of deep love, deep appreciation, and joy. That's what happens when we really come together, is it not? And I'm reminded that in heart math, they talk about connecting to the heart, and they say there are 3 feelings we can activate to really center ourselves in our heart. And those are love, joy, and appreciation. Love, joy, and appreciation. And if you really try and feel a sense of love and joy, they can be a little bit hard to connect to sometimes. But appreciation is so easy. It just takes a moment to see the beauty in someone else's face, to notice the sun streaming through the window, to count your blessings and notice that in this moment, there are so many gifts available to us. And when we begin to do that, something opens up, something shifts in us. And for me, the natural response of really, really expressing appreciation is both love and joy. They're all wrapped into one bundle. And I really believe that that is why the experience of, or the celebration of the harvest of Thanksgiving is so central to human societies throughout the world, many different cultures, and so central to our coming together in spiritual community. Because in spiritual community, we break bread together all the time, right? Anybody ever been to a church potluck? Right? This is how we gather. This is how we begin to really feel the true experience of communion. Communion can be a loaded word. It has connotations that have roots in perhaps ways of being that you have moved away from. But communion is really, most importantly, the experience of the sacred in one another, the experience of the sacred within us, and the connection with the divine that is always here, always present in the now moment. And so what I'm going to invite our online audience to do as we move about this service, we're going to do a few other things first, but we are going to have a communion experience with one another today. So those of you that are online may want to take a few moments to get a piece of bread or a cracker or some other food item and a little glass of juice so that you can join us, because we see you as central to this spiritual community right here, right now. So what I'd like to share with you is Charles Fillmore's statement about Thanksgiving. Charles Fillmore, for those of you that may not be familiar with Unity, is one of our co-founders, and he says this: Thanksgiving will keep the heart fresh, for true thanksgiving may be likened to raining upon soil, refreshing it and increasing its productiveness. Thanksgiving is like rain, feeding the soil of our hearts and our minds. Thanksgiving is the experience of acknowledging right here and right now that our life is filled with blessings. And that every one of those blessings is to be celebrated and to be shared with one another. Because I believe anytime we truly connect to Spirit, we can't help but connect with one another. And so as we move through this ceremony today, my invitation to you is to take the time to acknowledge the gifts in your life and the gifts that surround you in this spiritual community, and to use each one to open you up, to expand your love and your light out into the world. Namaste.
Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I circulate, and I am grateful.